What is up, boyos? Welcome to the Loner Gamecast. I'm Jake. That is Nick.
Bro.
We got a big show today. We're talking about PS5. We're talking about Star Wars. We're talking about Persona. We're talking about, I mean, that's pretty much it. But that's a lot of shit right there. But let's start with what you've been playing. Also, first of all, how you been doing, Nick? How you doing, man?
Doing all right, man. I've been doing okay. I've been playing a lot of Call of Duty because that season just last time that we talked, it
Did they
got
actually drop it?
yeah, they dropped it. Season 4.
So what was the deal with that? So like they postponed it originally on that, what was it? That Wednesday. When did they push it to? Like the next week or?
It was like a week and a half,
Mm.
and it was just like the day before they're like, and it's dropping next tomorrow. Like it wasn't linked to the PS5 thing. It wasn't linked to anything. It was just
We're just like, here it is.
we need an extra week, I guess. Been doing that, and then I've been playing a lot of Ultimate Chicken Horse with the boyos.
Yeah, that's been fun. I actually played a bit of that on stream last night. You can
Oh yeah,
find my streams, Lonercast, shameless plug.
shameless.
Dude, I've been playing Assassin's Creed 2,
Yeah.
the Ezio collection, and that
How
game is garbage. It's trash. It's fun though. I mean, it's got its moments where you're like, oh yeah, I see the fun in this. But then it has other moments where you're like, this is just bad. There's so many fucking guards in that game. Oh, it's not good.
have you killed anybody, any of the big like named characters yet?
I killed one of them. I
Okay.
don't remember.
You don't remember?
I don't remember.
Because I remember that was a big one in the first Assassin's Creed, like building up to that
Yeah, I think you killed
boss
it.
fight
You kill the
was like
Pope in this game or something.
at the end. Yeah.
It's like the end of the game. You kill the Pope. Oh,
Yeah.
good stuff. Let's talk about the PS5. God damn it! Fuck this.
Do it.
What we've been playing. Let's talk about the PS5. God damn it! I think so. Like everyone and their mother is talking about the PS5 event, but what we're gonna say is the most important thing that anyone has to say about the PS5. All right, because we
Do it.
have the know-how. We have the ability.
I'm on the edge. I'm on the edge of my seat, man. I don't know. We didn't go over this before.
So most people, the way they talk about it, they for whatever reason they talk about it out of order. They'll talk about the exclusives first or like the most important games first. What we decided to do is we're just going to go down this entire event. I went through and made notes on everything, as did Nick, and we're going to go through. We're going to talk about everything to the best of our ability, and it's going to be hype. I was hype. Let's start with how did you feel just about the overall presentation of the conference?
I do have some notes in here, and oh man, it started bad.
You think?
started real bad with the GTA, the Rockstar logo, and it got everybody hyped. And it's like, oh shit,
Yeah.
GTA 6, and they're like, psych, GTA 5, 7-year-old game that's
It's
still
like
7 years old, you know?
it's like 8 years
And
old or something. Yeah.
yeah, it came out on the PS3, so it's like that's
But at the same time, it's a testament to how great GTA 5 is, and it made me curious. Actually, the GTA thing, are they actually like adding content to the single player? Is that what they were implying there? I couldn't tell
I didn't see anything new.
because they said
Um,
expanded and enhanced. So I don't know what that means, because
I
I
don't
remember
either.
back in the day they talked about doing a single player expansion for GTA 5 that never happened because they decided to focus more on the multiplayer. If they add an expansion pack, oh, here's what I found on the web. My phone is talking to me. If they add like an expansion to GTA 5, I will play it. I will
well,
play it. Yeah.
what it's looking like is they're just like I thought they would just be like GTA 5, the story, the single player is nothing. It's gone. It's done. And they were just gonna make it the online kind of like how World of Warcraft is, where it's just a thing that goes on and on and on and on, and like 10 years down the road, people will still be playing GTA 5 online, and it's just like that's just how it is now, you know. But I, yeah, it's
Well,
interesting.
they also said that everyone on PlayStation 4 is getting 1 million free GTA bucks every month. So who cares about that? But just to bring it back for a second, my overall opinions of the conference itself, like the presentation, not talking about the games, not talking about what they revealed. My overall impression is that was really well put together. Like you watch it and you don't even realize that like we're in the middle of a pandemic. Like it just it's like high quality. the the ending with the reveal of the console, which we'll get to in a bit, they just did it in such a way that just made it so fucking hype. And like they were teasing the console throughout the whole thing too, if you notice. Like
Right, but I feel like that was my biggest thing. I wrote the intermissions, like the little,
yeah,
between every, they just cut
sacred
between
symbols.
every single thing, and it was like, okay, just get back to it, just get back to it.
Yeah,
Maybe like it just felt like it felt like those intermissions got a little longer and a little longer, and it was
I
like,
kind of
okay,
liked
now we're
it
just
because I knew
we're
exactly what they were
staring at.
doing. Because every time it happened, you're like, "Oh, they're about to show the box, aren't they?" And then they
Mm,
didn't. And then they showed the little like startup menu for the PS5, and I'm
yeah, I
like,
have
"Oh,
that
they're
too.
about to show the PS5 right now." And then they
Yeah.
didn't. And then at
Hmm.
the end, they showed it, and it was hype as hell. Um, but
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. Let's get into the meat and potatoes of this
I
bitch.
mean, it was good. I wish it was less, split, but it
Yeah,
was good. It was good.
I hear what you're saying because it added like an extra like 15 minutes to that conference that probably was unnecessary. But for a big reveal like this, I don't mind it being an hour and 15 minutes. That's
Right.
fine.
Right.
Uh, I've been waiting for something like this. There's no E3, so I mean, this is kind of what we get. So it's exciting to me. So it started with the GTA reveal, um, and then Jim Ryan came out and talked about how much he loves GTA and how them and Rockstar have been sucking dicks for years. Um, and then he's like, let's let the games do the talking, right? He's like, we're not going to talk much. And he was right. They didn't talk much.
Yeah. There's
Um,
a couple of people that came out and said a couple of words, and then it was back to the games
and
or
then
interludes.
you see like an arm like punching a wall,
Mm,
and then it backs out, and then you see the Spider-Man head, and you're like, oh.
yeah. Yep. And it starts breaking away, and you see like the
And it
the
was
lightning
Miles.
fists, and you see Miles Morales in his
Oh, dude, that
black
was
suit. I
so hype.
and it wasn't even just that. I figured it would be just that, like just a little teaser of a, you know.
Yeah.
But then it was like gameplay, New York in the winter, doing cool shit, going invisible, doing electricity, and it was like, yeah, this is the shit right here. This is what I want to see.
So when that dropped, the question, at least between all of us, like me, you, and all of our friends, was: is this an actual game, or is this DLC, or is this an expansion pack? And they have come out and said it is a full game, sort of in the vein of Lost Legacy. So I
Mm,
imagine it'll and actually Insomniac is known for doing stuff like that. If you remember that Ratchet and Clank game that came out in tandem with the movie, it was like a $40 budget game. So I imagine that's kind of what this is.
I'm trying to remember what that was called, but yeah, I know what you're
It
talking
was just
about.
called Ratchet and Clank. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, it wasn't that co-op one.
No. The one that came out with the movie on the PS4
Oh,
in like 2016 or something like that. Great game. I love that game. So Insomniac is known for doing stuff like that, and I imagine the reason I bet it will be $40, and that's a great way to launch your console with just like a $40 Spider-Man game. That's basically the same map from Spider-Man, but with some new levels and some new story. I'm all
hopefully
about it,
some
dude. I'm all
hopefully
about it.
some better like side quests and stuff like that.
And then like in a year and a half, we'll see a trailer for Spider-Man 2, you
Hmm.
know.
Yeah,
Uh,
probably. Hopefully.
yeah. So, and it's yeah, and that was the other big thing. It says Spider-Man Miles Morales comes out holiday 2020. So it
Hmm.
comes out this year. What a
Yes.
stacked year for PlayStation, dude. With
Well, the end of it, the end of the year is stacked.
how are you gonna have Last of Us Part 2, Ghost of Tsushima, and Spider-Man all in the same year?
Right.
Sony, what are you
They're
doing to me?
they're doing it. They're
What are you
doing it.
what are you doing to me? So then after that, Kazunora Yamauchi, I'm sorry, I'm butchering this man's name, of Polyphony Digital came out to talk about Gran Turismo 7. Uh, it's Gran Turismo.
That's
I
exactly what it is.
it,
There's 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 obviously a fan base for games like this. Otherwise, there wouldn't be so many of them. But it looks like Gran Turismo is a simulation game that looks like a simulation racing game. That's it.
I very much and a lot of people gave them shit for this, but I very much appreciated that they had that very long like gameplay trailer. I think more of these events should have long gameplay like that. And
Especially since we're in a lockdown or whatever,
yeah,
because nobody usually it's E3 people they have the games out to play it. People are going out and they're playing
good
it and they're
point.
like,
Good point.
this is my impression of the game that I played. We saw the trailer, I got to play a little bit of it. We don't have that this year. So
Good
I
point.
feel like putting an actual gameplay demo in these E3 times is a good kind of placeholder for
That
that.
actually brings me to a sidebar because I wonder what you think about this. Like, what do you think about like on the PS5, like in the future, they'll still have packs and stuff like that, but like instead of just having those gameplay demos at PAX, they can use their like streaming service, like PlayStation Now, the way you stream games, to stream these demos. Like, wouldn't that be a cool way to do it? So then everyone, you don't have to go to
Hmm,
PAX to play these demos. You can actually stream them onto your PlayStation.
I
You
like that.
you don't have
That
the
would
risk of
be
anyone hacking into them either because it's streamed, you know?
right. I like that. That would be, but then that then the developers have to make it playable through the streaming service
I
rather
imagine
than having set up individual computers where people can
I
play those.
imagine it wouldn't be that difficult. And especially if like Sony took the reins and was like, we're gonna have our own like event, but it's on the PlayStation 5 instead of having a giant conference hall. Our PlayStation event is on our PlayStation. So
That would
like
be cool.
for the month of June, you get to just play all these trailers for games that aren't out yet. I
Yeah,
think that'd
that
be
would
really
be
cool.
really cool.
That was just a
I would
random
like that.
sidebar that I was kind of
Yeah,
thinking about.
I like it. That would be an interesting thing.
Um, yeah, and I very much appreciated the long gameplay. The game looks beautiful. I probably won't play it, but Gran
Yeah,
Turismo.
for me, not when Dirt 5 is coming out. It's
Yeah,
like
dude, Dirt 5 is way
it's like
better.
Dirt 5, Gran Turismo. It's like I like those cars a little bit more. I don't like the realistic
Yeah, I mean,
street races.
if Polyphony wants to send me a copy of it, that'd be great. But
Yeah,
I'm probably not going to go out and buy it. Um, Then the next one on the list here, they showed a little trailer for Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, and then Marcus Smith of Insomniac came out and talked about how awesome the PS5 is, and how like they use ray tracing on Clank's shiny ass body, and yeah. And then they showed a long gameplay of Ratchet and Clank, which I very much appreciated that too. This game for me, like blew me away. This was the killer app in my opinion of the whole show because I think this is the one that really showed off the hardware and like, hey, look at how quickly we can load in all these different environments. Look at how shiny Clank is. He's adorable. Look, we got a female Lombax. I don't know
this
how that pushes the hardware, but
I don't look at the fur on their faces.
yeah, look at all the fur. Listen to this stupid voice acting. I don't know. The game looks fun as fuck. It looks like Ratchet and Clank plus like an element of like actually showing off the hardware. How'd you feel?
I liked it a lot. It looks extremely colorful. It looks like the movement is so good. The strafing and jumping sideways and the combat looks really fun. The I feel like the dimension shifting where they where he kind of like goes from, I don't know, say the the swamp area, and then he goes into a city. I feel like the monsters from the swamp area could go into the city, and then you'd have some weird, interesting dynamics of the enemies in those places attacking each other, attacking you, and then you'd have like weird gameplay um, elements that you wouldn't normally get because all of the stuff is coming together in an interesting kind of twist
Yeah,
to what we're used to.
yeah,
But yeah,
it looks super dope.
it looks really good.
I think it looks awesome. It's called Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. As far as I saw, they didn't say any sort of release date for it, unless I missed that.
I don't think they
Um,
did. I'm thinking about it, and I didn't write one down. I didn't see one. I don't remember.
I didn't see one either, but they showed such a like large piece of gameplay that I can't imagine that game coming out later than next year. You know,
Hmm. Yeah, no
maybe
way.
maybe that's gonna be one of their fall games next year. I don't know.
I
Um,
don't know. It'd be cruel if it was release window, you know, because I'm sure it would
for
sell
6 months,
better.
yeah.
I'm
I
sure it would sell better that way.
that and it would also be pretty nuts that two launch window games are two Insomniac games.
Right.
But
Yeah. Yeah.
granted, they're two different like studios. I know uh the Insomniac that makes Spider-Man is like in California, and then the guys who make Ratchet and Clank are in Dallas, I think, or something. It doesn't matter, but
I don't know.
I know they're two different studios, so it's believable. It's totally possible. Um, Next on my list here, Square Enix came out, Luminous Productions, with the game Project Athia, which said designed exclusively for PS5, which I have something to say about that, but let's talk about the game for a sec.
I mean, what game really?
Yeah,
It's just pretty. It's still in project phase apparently, unless that's what they're calling it, is Project Athia. Which
Square
I don't
Enix
know.
loves giving their games weird names like that, so
They also love announcing their games way too early.
yeah.
So
That's what I felt. They showed that and I'm like, I am so ready to not hear about this game for another 8 years.
yeah, yeah, exactly. It looks gorgeous. The environments look great. The particles look awesome. The little snippet of in-game footage was
Yeah.
impressive.
I don't
But
know what the game is. I'm assuming it's some sort of weird RPG, like an action RPG sort of thing. It
yeah,
looks great. It'll probably be amazing if it ever comes out. The interesting thing about Luminous Productions is like this is technically their first real game. They worked a little bit on Final Fantasy 15, but just as like helping hand. So this is going
huh.
to be like their first game as a studio. So it's pretty exciting. But then the thing that like caught my eye and I was like, what does that mean? Is when they said designed exclusively for PS5. I'm like, so does that mean it's not an exclusive game?
It's not gonna be. I
Oh, Nick froze. Oh,
oh
you
oh,
froze for a while.
am I back? My
You're back.
internet connection. I'm back.
Yeah, you're back. You're back.
Okay. Okay. Good. Good. Good.
What were you saying?
I was saying. What was I saying? Um. Oh
Designed
yes,
exclusively. Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
that's right. It'll come out, and it might be like a release window that is just for the PlayStation 5, 6 months a year
Yeah,
exclusive, and then it'll come out for Xbox, PC. But the way
like
it
Tomb
worded it was
Raider.
like, yeah, it's not going to be only on PlayStation 5. They may have built it for the PS5, but it's also going to work for everything else.
Yeah,
Guarantee it.
I had the same exact thought. I was like, that just is their way of saying it's a timed exclusive. Or even they're like, they designed it for PS5, but it's coming to everything. Like, it
Hmm.
could even very well mean that. I
Yeah,
don't know.
it'll run better on PlayStation 5 because that's what we've coded it to work best with. You know, who
Yeah,
knows?
yeah. But we won't know for another 8 years anyway, so who
Yeah,
cares?
don't get your hopes up. Yeah,
uh, the next game I have on my list here is Stray, which is a
Stray.
game by Annapurna. They made Outer Wilds and What Remains of Edith Finch. And
Hmm.
the game is supposed to drop in 2021. It's that weird robot game where you play as the cat.
Yeah, the cat. It's I've been following this game for a while.
Yeah,
Um,
I know nothing about it, so maybe you can enlighten me here.
well, they released some like demo, I guess, some idea to the internet at one point. They're like, "Hey, this is a game that's we have an idea about," and it was just like screenshots of a cat, and it would go climb up to a pipe, and I would look over to the side, and that was it. It was just like this was interesting, but it's all set. They and their little like description, it's all set in the
Like
Kowloon.
post-apocalyptic world.
Well, it's well before that, before all the robots and stuff, it was supposed to be the Kowloon walled city that used to be in China, I believe, where everything was so narrow and you couldn't see the sky unless you looked directly up, you know.
Hmm.
Um, and it's supposed to be really dark and grimy, and you're just a cat that adventures, but it looks like they added robots and the story to it, and it looks like it's a really good adventure
Well,
story game.
knowing it's from the guys who made What Remains of Edith Finch gives me a lot of faith because I mean that's one of as far as stories go, like that's one of the best games. Not many games have made me feel the way What Remains of Edith Finch has made me feel. So I'm very excited for Stray. I'm not sure exactly what it's going to be. I think it's an artsy fartsy game. That's the best way
Yeah,
to describe it.
yeah,
But
yeah, yeah. And you get to play as a cat. Like,
yeah, how many
you
games do you get
know,
to play as a cat?
I can
You know,
only think of one, and that was oh, what was that called? Where you played as a cat and you like attacked other things, and then you leveled up and you could switch. It was Tokyo something, Tokyo Jungle. They had it on the Vita back in the day, and then it came out for the PlayStation
never
3.
played
It
it.
was it was kind of it was like a side-scrolling beat 'em up, but you played as animals in New York City. It was weird.
The weird thing about this conference is I noticed a lot of animals in this conference. We'll see a few more animals to come. But
Well, we
the next, yes, we will. And
okay.
the next thing on the list, I mean, they kind of did this like weird little highlight thing where they highlighted all the specs. They said
Mm,
like 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray,
ray tracing.
SSD, ray tracing, haptic feedback, adaptive triggers, motion sensor, built-in mic, 3D audio, all kind of stuff that we already knew. But that was the next thing that happened. I don't really have anything to add to that, but
Oh, if we haven't talked about it, that was it. It was just
yeah,
controller stuff that's going to be out, and it's everywhere now. That's the next step for next gen is all of these things.
yeah. Very excited about that SSD. Very excited
Mm,
about ray tracing. It's going to be a great console. Very excited.
yep.
And then Herman Hulse came out. He is in charge of Worldwide Studios and was just like, "Hey, we love games." He
We
just
no, he said we love art and we love games. And we used to be able to only do art or
that's
games,
what it was.
and with now this we can focus on
There's
gameplay
no
and art.
limitations,
Yeah.
basically. But
So
of course, he's gonna say that.
right.
I'm sure he said that last time too. Um, and then Housemark came out. Um, to they showed off their game Returnal,
Mhm.
which, as far as I saw, didn't have a release date.
I don't think so.
But that game looks awesome. I am
It,
super excited about that game.
it looks like a bullet hell
Yeah, that's
third
exactly what I put
person
on my thing here. Bullet Hell.
bullet
Um,
hell roguelike because she keeps dying, coming back. She's
yeah.
like, and it's just like the planet is like
Well, it's
evolving
interesting.
her,
It's
and it's just like,
interesting. It's interesting because Housemark, um, they're the guys who made Resogun and
oh,
Alien Nation and Dead Nation. So they're known for making more arcadey games.
bullet
So
hell still though.
yeah, and
Yeah.
they're kind of making it looks like they're making their way into like the AAA space, but still using that fundamental gameplay.
Hmm.
So that's kind of cool. It's like an arcade game with a deep story and narrative. So
Yeah.
I can get behind that. It looks
I'm
really
into it.
cool. Yeah,
I'm into it for sure.
I didn't see a release date, but I'm hyped for it. I will
Next,
play that.
yeah, yeah, me too. I love roguelikes, and if this is anything like a roguelike, or I platinumed Resogun, and I loved it. Like those guys, I'll give them my money. You know,
Oh yeah,
it's just
absolutely.
so good, so good.
I loved Resogun, dude. It's one of my favorite games. Um, the next thing that was shown was Sackboy: A Big Adventure, which is Sackboy in a 3D platforming game.
It's
Which,
Mario, but with
yeah,
Sackboy.
this is PlayStation's Mario essentially.
Yeah.
Um, Also interesting that Media Molecule has nothing to do with this game. Uh,
Other than the original IP of it.
other than they
Yeah.
created Sackboy, but yeah, because when I was watching it the first time around, I was like, did Media Molecule make this? Is this why PlayStation doesn't hate them for making Dreams? No, they didn't have anything to do with this. But it looks fun, looks cute. I probably
Yeah.
won't play it
It
unless,
looks unless everybody's playing it, or
well,
you have a kid and you're like, hey kid, let's play it, you know?
yeah, yeah. If I find out that I have a 10-year-old child somewhere,
Yeah,
or if
honestly.
Sony sends it to me,
Oh, there you go. There you go.
keep giving winks
Ask
and nods.
ask and you shall receive, hopefully.
Give me free things. I'm just like AGN. If you give me free things, I will give your game a high score. Um, what a statement. Uh,
Yeah.
uh,
It's dangerous. It's
it looks
dangerous.
it looks fun. If it
Yeah.
was one of the free games, I would be all over it for sure.
Yeah.
I don't
Absolutely.
I don't think I'd go out of my way to buy it though.
Yeah.
The
It
next,
depends. It
yeah,
depends on release window and like if I'm just bored and my girlfriend wants to do something. It's like, we're gonna play this together. Okay, let's buy it. You know?
that's true because at the release, there's not going to be like a ton of games, but there's going to be a ton of third parties that they didn't even talk about. Like all those Ubisoft games and
Hmm.
whatever Bethesda's got off their sleeve, which they showed off something that we'll talk about in a minute.
And
But
whatever EA's got coming because they've got their thing next week that we'll probably end up talking about, or this week. This week we'll talk about next week.
did
They
it not
have
happen already?
no, it's the EA Play is on Saturday, I want to say, or
Oh, is it?
Friday or Saturday, yeah.
Sorry, I can't watch it. Be playing The Last of Us.
Uh,
Yeah,
I'll take some time away to
I'll
watch
take a
it.
break and I'll watch it.
Yeah.
The next thing was Destruction All Stars, which I didn't catch who made this game. But it looks dumb. I
Looks
don't
dumb.
I don't know how you feel about it. It
I I
looks
think
dumb.
it looks fun. I think it looks really fun because I don't know if you were there when we got into Rocket League beta or Rocket
Yeah,
League at all.
yeah.
And it was we were just like
I've got the
this game
platinum.
is this game is dumb fun and we can spend hours in it just fucking hanging out and running into people and kicking some ball around. It was dumb fun and that's what this looks like, but it has elements of like I guess Fortnite because of the character design,
I
and then
hate
it's
that.
got
I
I
hate it.
I like it actually. It's over the top and stupid, and you want to kill those characters. It's
I'm
like I
just
want
I'm
to
just
shoot,
so sick of it. Like I just ugh.
but it also seems like each character has an ability linked to their car or even to
Yeah.
themselves.
I like the
And
idea that you can like get out of your, or if your car gets destroyed, you're like actually on foot doing things. That's
mhm,
cool. But it also concerns me because I feel like that could be a good way for your game to be really bad if they don't do it right. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like it,
well, yeah, yeah. If they don't do it right, it'll be a bust. But if they do it right, and it feels like Overwatch meets Rocket League, then I think they got nothing to worry about, and it'll be picked up by something. Like I might pick it up because it looks,
I need to see more gameplay, but
yeah, absolutely.
because they didn't really show much gameplay at all. It's more
No,
of a
I'm.
trailer.
I mean, it might have been gameplay, but it wasn't through the perspective of gameplay. You know.
Right. Yeah, yeah. It was like, yeah, pre-rendered stuff.
Hmm.
Um So next, Mike and Josh Greer of Ember Lab came out um, to show off their game, Kenna Bridge of Spirits. That game looks really cute.
Yeah, it looks
Uh,
it looks really good.
yeah,
Pikmin almost.
yeah. That's exactly, yeah. It looks like Pikmin almost. Interesting thing about this group is this will be their first game. Um,
They were working
they
on movies, right?
Yeah, they made movies and commercials. They did a Majora's Mask short film. that
Oh,
is very good. I actually found it online and watched it. It's pretty cool.
how
So
long
yeah,
is it?
it's like I, I don't remember. It's like 20 minutes or something,
Oh,
maybe
okay.
even
I might
shorter than that.
I might watch that then. Yeah.
Uh, yeah, so it just seems like there are a couple of artists and they wanted to make a game,
Mm,
and I appreciate that. But
yeah. It looks like my notes are here is like it's got Pikmin elements because you have these little furry guys and you send them onto enemies, I guess, and then they explode when you sing to them or
yeah,
yell at them, or and then you explode and then kill your enemies. And then it's also the it seems to be sort of like an okami, uh, like where you're kind of going through the world and making it brighter and giving it color back and stuff like that, which is a very big part of like the okami story. It was like bringing the color back to the world.
or like
So
Flower.
well, yeah, exactly. Yep.
Yeah,
And it's very much like that. It looks like
yeah, very
what
very artsy fartsy game. Looks pretty
what
dope.
I what I noticed in the beginning is there's two children walking on my second watch. There's two little kids walking up to like this temple or this hill together, and then you don't see the second child again. So what I'm guessing story wise is
Sad.
you play as one of the children, but the other child is the bad guy, and like
Oh,
the voiceover kind of um, implies that as well. He's like,
see, when you said that, the first thing I thought was they walk away or something, and then the kid gets killed, and he's like, "Oh, my brother, or whatever. Why?" That's exactly where my brain went. But it's
and
because,
then the world goes dark, and then she has to find the light to keep going.
yeah,
It
yeah,
could be,
yeah,
it could be. Who knows? Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
That sounds like a very video game thing to do.
mm-hmm.
We'll
Yeah,
see.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
the next game, and yeah, back to the animals.
Oh, well, I guess they're kind of animals.
Goodbye Volcano High, which I just labeled furry game.
Yeah, my description here is odd furry art style, not much else to go on. It was just it looks like a
Yeah, and it's
narrative driven game
yeah.
that's has to do with high school and dinosaur high school. That's what
I
it looks like.
It looks like a game that has like a really good soundtrack. I could get
Oh yeah.
behind that. It says it's coming out in 2021. It gives me sort of oh, what's that? What's that one like indie girl game? Uh, shit. I'm totally blanking on it.
The girl game?
It was
Are
like
you
it was
talking
like
are you talking about the Square Enix one? The
yeah,
where she's a photographer and she's going to school.
and she can like manipulate time.
Yeah, what is it
Why
called?
can't I think of it? One of my favorite bands of all time, Daughter, did the sequel to all the. They did the music for all the
Yeah. What is that game called?
Left Behind. No, that's
No.
Last of Us. Life is Strange.
Life is Strange.
Life is
That's what it
Strange.
is. Yeah. It
Um,
looks very much like that.
the interesting thing about Goodbye Volcano High, which seems like yeah, it's totally for like high school kids, but that's fine. I might play it just for funsies if it's cheap. Um, it's made by the guys who, and the only thing of note that they've made is Laura Croft Go. So
Huh.
that's weird.
That is
Um,
weird. They just wanted to do something that they've wanted to do, I guess.
yeah, it's fine. That's cool. I don't want to judge it too much, you know.
No, well, we haven't really seen anything on
Yeah, I mean,
it's
I'm guessing it's like a visual novel sort of thing,
yeah,
you know,
but
adventure game. Uh, I don't know, not much to say. It looks fine, I guess. The
not
art is
not
weird.
not my kind of thing, but
Yeah,
somebody out there
I
maybe.
don't think it was made to be our kind of thing, so that's fine.
Hmm.
Um, and then Lauren Lanning came out of our Oddworld Inhabitants to show off the new Oddworld game,
Yeah,
Oddworld Soulstorm,
yeah.
which interestingly, this game was supposed to come out like 2 years ago, and
Was it?
yeah, and never did. So it's finally happening. Um, Caught me by surprise because I was like, "Fuck, man! I never thought we'd actually see another Oddworld." Also,
Well,
I've go ahead.
the weird thing about this trailer is the guy's like he comes out and he's like, "This is the game that I've wanted to make my whole life. And it's like, oh, okay, so it's not going to be an Oddworld game. It's going to be something, something completely different. It's like Oddworld, but it's really dark. It's got this
Yeah.
dark overtone, and it's like, what? What is this? This just seems so odd. It's just a very odd world that we got
Yeah.
going on here. Soulstorm. Yeah.
It
It
looks
that's
cool.
it looks like one of those yeah, it looks like one of those games where you just have puzzles and you try to make as many people
Yeah.
survive.
It
Yeah.
looks like Oddworld. I mean, it's still side scrolling, it looks like, and uh
I will say the environments look really cool. But granted, they're all odd world environments, so they're very brown and gray.
yeah, a
But
lot of brown and yeah.
the environments look really cool. Like they have the train that goes by, and it's like got a skull and all. You can see all the moving parts. It's really interesting um, environments, but it's an odd world game.
I always found it interesting that, like the early Oddworld games were like Xbox exclusives and now they're like totally in bed with PlayStation. So I wonder what happened there. It's interesting.
Yeah.
Um and then Shinji Mikami came out of Tango Gameworks. He made The Evil Within with the new game Ghostwire Tokyo.
Yep.
This game looks dope, dude. I am hyped for
Really,
this game.
really.
Yes, it looks awesome. You don't think
Uh,
so?
no, it looks it. What I have is
Ah,
it looks like a
no.
it looks like a VR Shonen Jump. Like
Ah,
you're doing hand signals and blowing up like
no.
demons that only you can see, and through the power of friendship can you defeat. It's very much like
It didn't look like a
okay,
VR game to me
the way it was, the camera angle and your hands are right
because
here, and
it's
you're
in
going
first
blah blah blah
person.
blah blah blah. Blah. But
It's like
the
Skyrim, but like better done. The action and
that's a good point. If it's like that, I could get behind it. But
that's what it looked like to
the
me.
the first trailer that they showed, it was like really eerie and really scary, and it's like, well,
Yeah,
what is this game gonna be? Because it looks like it could be heavy.
yeah.
And then they showed this, and it's colorful, and nothing's really spooky. It's
I'm
just like, oh, okay, there's a person without a head, and this person creates a man in a business suit who's gonna hit you with an umbrella, kind of thing. And it's like, okay,
no, yeah,
but
I'm with you 100% because I think the horror aspect of the game, which this guy is known for making horror games, but it really seems like the horror takes a backseat to the action. 'Cause
mhm,
it's like a horror game, but you have superpowers. And what makes a horror game like really scary is knowing that you don't really stand a chance. But when you have superpowers, it's hard to be scary. But I'm okay
yeah,
with that because I don't really care for horror games that much.
I don't either unless they're done right. It's
Very
um
rarely. The only one I've liked in a long time was Until Dawn, and that was just because it was so campy and dumb that I was
mm,
like, this is fun. Every time a game tries to scare me, it's always like jump scares, and it doesn't actually scare me. I just get bored.
yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
I don't know
It
if that's
turns into
just
like a
me.
walking turns into
Yeah,
like a walking simulator
which
where
those
it's
can
like,
be
oh, I
good.
don't.
Those can be
But
good, but
yeah, it's just not my kind of thing. I just thought it was weird that they took this, like, the whole town's disappearing, and like people's clothes are falling to the ground and stuff, and it's raining and it's dark and everything at last E3. And then this one is like, you're the only person who can see ghosts and destroy them with your bare hands. And it's
yeah.
just kind of like, that's something completely different than what I was expecting from the first trailer. But it looks different. I will say that it looks different. It
I thought
looks
it
good.
I thought it looked really cool. But we'll see. We'll see. The next thing was Jet the Far Shore, which comes out in 2020. I don't remember a goddamn thing about this.
It was
I'm
it was
drawing a
like
blank on it.
that weird artsy, like clay. It looked like clay. It was very brown, and it was like people like waving, and then you get into like the spaceship, and then the spaceship takes off, and it says like year 5, and then it builds up, and it's like year 220 something, and then you're
Yeah.
on another island, and you're in this little tiny spaceship, and it's just going through water, and it's like going over certain. It's just that's it. That's the whole trailer. Is this? Like if I got out of the frame, this is it.
Nailed it.
That's it. And then there's a thing around it that slowly says jet, whatever the subtitle is.
The
Um,
Far Shore.
the far shore. The thing that I thought about this game was it's a game about exploration, space exploration, but in that fact, it is very dull. There is no color to this game whatsoever. Um,
That we know
it's
of.
well, yeah, but it's in the trailer. Everything was brown.
Yeah.
Everything was brown, and it looks artsy. Sure, for some people that might be cool, but when I'm exploring space, I want to go somewhere that's not brown. I want to see Felucia and see all the greens, blues, pinks, all that together. I want to explore. I don't want to be like looking at dirt, you know. But
Yeah.
who knows? Who knows? It
I
could be
think
cool.
yeah, I think we need to see more of what it actually is because I don't even remember it.
Yeah.
It's the one thing on this list that I'm just like I don't even remember what that is, and I just
Mm,
watched this like 2 days ago. So
yeah.
the next thing from Gearbox was Godfall.
This was supposed to be like the first announced next gen game. Was
Really?
like their claim to fame. Yeah, they're like, this is, they showed a reveal trailer or a teaser trailer of like these people walking out, and it's just a Godfall and this big spire in the background. Um, and it was supposed to be like the first announced game for the new generation. But this trailer was done very poorly.
It looks bad, doesn't it?
It I don't know if it looks bad or if the editing was just bad because it was terrible music choice, a terrible music
Yeah,
choice.
dude. Oh my
It
god,
was
yeah.
the cuts in the editing, you'd see like two or three swings and then it would cut. And it's like, well, it's not really, I want to see like, a fight. I want to see how the game would work, but it's like you get crazy armor, but they didn't showcase the armor at all. They would just cut to another guy lunging with a pike, and it'd be like, "There's a guy," and it's like crazy loot stuff, and it wouldn't show any of that. It would just be like a guy with a shield, like hitting somebody, and it's like, and then cut, and then cut, and then cut, and I was just like, "This is terribly, terribly edited," and but I don't think there's. It looks like Destiny mixed with third person melee. That's what it looks like.
Yeah, I also just thought it looked like gross. Like it just doesn't. The art style doesn't do it for me. It's
If I mean,
just like ugly.
I get it. I get what you're saying, but there are ways that this game could be something that I play in the future just because what I've seen, it looks horrible. It looks like something that is for made for a generation below me, I suppose. The eighth, the sixth graders that are out there, they're like, yeah,
much
I like
much
this
like
hip hop.
Goodbye Volcano High.
Yeah, yeah, kind of, but like the edgier kids that are like,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, but it looks fine, and if they have enough content or enough
I like to
things.
troll the millennials and tell them I like Trump.
Yeah, it's just it's not for me right now. There are ways to win me over, I guess, but it was just so poorly done
Yeah,
as a trailer that I am that on my radar. It just doesn't exist.
yeah. Most games can win me over. All they
Yeah,
have to do is show me good gameplay, and I'm in. But from an ugly game to one of the prettiest games shown, from the creators of Hyper Light Drifter, Solar Ash.
that's what it was called. Yeah,
Yeah, that game looks beautiful. I love the art style of Hyper Light Drifter. It was hard for me to like really get into it fully, but the art style of that game, ooh, pretty. And
yeah. It.
this game also looks like it's a bit more accessible than Hyper Light Drifter, which I appreciate. I could be wrong about that, but yeah,
I
I'm
mean, we
tickle me
saw.
intrigued.
Yeah, intrigued is a good word. We saw one section of gameplay where
Yep.
it was literally just the person ice skating or rollerblading and then jumping over a pond and then rollerblading to an upside down like
Yeah.
cliff, and then it goes ash whatever,
Solar Ash, yeah.
solar ash, and then it was like, okay, well, we know that there's jumping rollerblading and this weird creature that's like, hey, you made it, you know. But I don't think we saw enough of it. If made by the guys who did Hyper Light Drifter, so I'm sure it will be great.
Yeah, I have no doubts that it'll be good.
Just not much to go on right now.
Yeah, I don't think they set a release date either. So,
No.
but a game that did get a release date. Look at these transitions, beautiful.
Release
January
date to release date to release date. Yeah, yeah.
in January 2021, Hitman 3 comes out.
Yay.
So that's exciting. Seems like
Yeah.
there's always a hit game somewhere.
A
It's
hit
always
game.
a Hitman game.
Oh, yeah.
Always a
That's
Hitman
true.
game hiding in the corner somewhere, which is what
Somewhere
Hitman does, I
waiting,
guess.
waiting to steal your clothes.
Blending in somehow, even though he's the only bald guy with a fucking barcode on his head.
Yeah.
Just don't think about it.
I,
Yeah,
I mean,
it's Hitman.
that's the thing. That's the thing about Hitman. It's just like, oh, there's a guy in a chef's outfit who is stabbing that guy. He belongs there, you know? It's just, oh, this freaking briefcase is just spinning and chasing people. That's supposed to happen, you know?
Gary
That's supposed
Busey
to
just got
happen.
killed. What's up with that?
Yeah, I mean, it looks cool. It looks like
It's
the
Hitman.
story. Yeah, the story though looks like at least the way that the voiceovers were saying, it was like, it sounds like Agent 47 is now being hunted by the people who well, I don't even know by who, but it sounds like he's the one being hunted now. And the trailer was like people getting taken out left and right in this wooded area, and
So maybe
it looks interesting.
more action heavy Hitman.
I hope not,
Me
because
too, because
the last two have been so good.
yeah, and every game that used to like be about stealth is now just an action game. Like there
Yeah,
is no stealth games anymore, you know?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
Assassin's Creed is not a stealth game anymore. Even the last Metal Gear Solid wasn't even really a stealth game. It was like an open world action game. So
What was that one called? That was called the Death Stranding, right?
yeah, that's not a stealth game at all. uh,
Metal Gear Stranding.
yeah, Metal Gear Stranding,
Yeah.
uh, Metal Gear Survive.
What was funny about the Hitman thing was they showed off that little reveal trailer, I guess, or
Yeah,
teaser trailer, and then the guy comes out and he's like, and now a little snippet of gameplay,
and
and
it
then they
wasn't
go to,
gameplay,
and it wasn't gameplay.
not at
It
all.
was just
Yeah,
like it was like a zoom out of a person on a balcony, zoom out of a person here, zoom out on a person here.
reminds
Oh,
me of
look,
that
it's
Inside
Agent
Xbox.
47 climbing the thing, and it was just like, okay, where's the thing? Oh, he's pulling a gun out and black, and it's like, oh, there's no gameplay.
Do you remember that Inside Xbox, the last one, where they were hyping up that they were going to show gameplay for the new Assassin's Creed the whole time?
Dude,
And then at the
I will
end,
never forget.
did we just see Assassin's Creed gameplay? Yeah, you did. It's like, no,
You
we didn't.
saw,
It was a
yeah,
trailer. What are you talking
yeah,
about?
yeah. Did
I
we, was this the first time we've ever seen Assassin's Creed
these
Valhalla
companies
gameplay?
these companies
Yes, it
think we're
was
dumb.
Assassin's Creed gameplay. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. It was just a pre-render of a cutscene.
They think
It
we're
could have
dumb or
been,
something. I swear to God, like it's crazy.
yeah,
Yeah.
but the gameplay part of it and this Hitman thing looked like it could have been in game. Was the only thing that I was like taken away from it. It's like there's no gameplay, but it looked in engine, you know.
Yeah. But the game does
That's
come out soon. It's probably just more Hitman. I mean,
which is
uh,
good. Which is
yeah.
good.
Next on my list, I do have, I think his name is pronounced Hakan Abrak from IO. He just talks about Hitman, and then they show the trailer. But
Hmm.
then the next game on the list is
Hold on.
Astro's Playroom.
Bef- Before they do the playroom,
Uh
they
huh.
do the new boot up screen.
Oh yeah, the
Do
little
you remember?
teaser. Yeah.
Yeah, it was just like press the PlayStation button, and it was just like it
Yeah.
stayed there for a minute, and we were like, "Hold on, wait, what?"
They
Because I
didn't
was
have to
on
show us the
my
interface.
PlayStation
Like
watching
I
this. Yeah, yeah, and then it was like, "Bloop," and it did like some sort of sound, and then it went into
do
the
you
next game.
think do you think that they're gonna do another conference like next month near Xbox to show off like the interface and like some more games maybe and the price,
I don't
or do you think they're
I
just
don't
going to be like, this is the price? They're not even going to have a conference for that? Because I
I
feel like they
think
could
they'll
have a whole conference to be like, here's all the features, and this is like you get uh folders off the bat.
yeah,
Here's
yeah.
they could show all that stuff off if they wanted
You
to, and
can
like
you can use any Bluetooth device instead of the proprietary ones, you
yeah,
know.
and
Yeah.
then like whatever they're doing with streaming, and like this is how streaming integration works, and it's much better this time around, and
hmm
you know
Yeah, that
we could
that would
actually
be
connect with Facebook again or whatever.
that would be really smart of them to do. But I could see them also just doing press
Just like a
release
little
where it's
press.
just like, here's some pictures and
Yeah.
here's a
The,
statement.
it's just so interesting because the rollout this time around is so different than the way both
It's
companies
always
did it
been
for the PS4. Yeah, it's
even the PS3 too. Yeah.
yeah, because like for the PS4, they just had a big conference, like a 2.5 hour conference, where they showed off all the features, they showed off the box, they showed off what the interface looks like, and they
And
did
some
that like
games.
in like February, if I remember correctly, like before E3 even happened. They did that.
That's true. That's true. They
Yeah,
did.
and then E3 happened, and they just showed off more games.
hmm
But this time around, it's like they've just shown off games and the box. They haven't even said the price. They haven't said like, this is what it looks like. These are the systems.
They haven't given a date either. They're just like, it'll be out this year.
Yeah, they haven't even
Like,
given an
okay.
official date. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. I definitely think they should have another little direct at least,
hmm
just to
hmm
talk about some of this stuff. I'm imagining that they're waiting for Xbox to go in July.
Yeah. It's
Um,
it's a smart move to do it because what else? Why would you
but
give why would you say your price already? You know,
but the
just
fact
gives
that
more people to talk, more people time to talk.
Xbox or the fact that PlayStation like blew their load with all the games here and the reveal of the box, it's just not going to soften the blow if they have another thing and they're like, oh yeah, and our console is like $650, and everyone's
hmm
like, what? At least if they were to drop the price at this event, people would have been like, but there's the box, here's these cool games. But now it's like that's going to be totally disconnected from the other thing where they're going to be like, it's $650 or however much it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, this could have been the event where they just went like, and it's $400, and
Yeah,
people would have went, "Whoa," you know. But
yeah. No one
that
would have
just tells
expected it.
that just tells me that it's not going to be $400. It's probably not going to be $600. It'll probably be somewhere in that range.
What are your guesses?
450.
Yeah,
I'm
what is your
saying
guess?
I'm saying for maybe for that the discless one, 450 at the lowest, and for the disc one, 550 at the most.
My guess is 500 for discless, 600 for disc.
Really?
Yeah,
600.
that's my guess. Yeah, I really think so. We should get popping through this though.
Yeah, yeah. And then
Um,
there's a new playroom thing. Cool.
yeah,
Oh,
Astro's Playroom. I mean, it is worth noting that the last Astro game was a VR game, so it's interesting that they're using this not for a VR game. Um,
the
uh,
playroom. I mean, the playroom came out when the PlayStation 4 was announced too. That
but
was like one of the first
but
features.
like the last Astros game uh was a VR game. Uh
Hmm.
so I don't know. And they haven't said anything about VR. So I wonder if there
Yeah.
even is going to be
Good,
PS.
good, because I don't like VR,
Do you
and I feel like a whole lot of people are just not in that.
do you think they'll do PSVR 2? Everyone's saying that they will. I'm not too sure if they even want to invest in that.
No, no.
Uh
Why
at,
would you? I
at
mean,
least right now.
they'll probably make it the old one work with the new console, but I don't think they would release something new.
Yeah, you might be right. But also at the same time, PSVR is, I think, if I'm not mistaken, is the best-selling VR unit. So, but that's just also a low bar because like no one wants VR anyway.
Yeah.
So
Well,
it's
yeah. I mean, what are your other choices? You've got Oculus and you've got something else. So you have to either pay way too much
The
money for
Vive
VR, the five, yeah, you have to pay way
and
too much money
whatever
for
Steam has.
VR, and you have to pay way too much money for a computer that can run VR. Or you can have this $200 console and a $400 headset, like $600 for VR or like $1,200 for VR. It's pretty easy. It's a pretty easy choice if you want to play VR. But
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I wouldn't be surprised if at their event next month they're like, "Oh yeah, and VR," and that's like their thing to get everyone's mind off of the price of it. Um,
oh, that would be a terrible choice.
I don't know. Could work. People would be hyped about it, I think. The next game was Little Devil Inside, which I think this game looks adorable and really fun,
Yeah.
and it looks like Dark Souls for babies.
Oh, I was
Um,
thinking more of like a Monster Hunter mixed
really?
with, yeah, mixed with like Witcher. Like you have like this hub guy that you keep going back to, and he's like, "Hey, get me this creature." So you fight that creature who takes a while to kill, and then you drag the creature back, and you're like, here's the creature you wanted. Now pay me." And he's like, "Okay, go get that creature now." And you're like,
I couldn't help but think of Dark Souls. Just like you're rolling around and doing that, and it also looks like how I'd imagine uh, I look when I play Dark Souls.
on the
You know,
toilet.
no, the little guy, he's like
Yeah,
running away, and he's like, oh. I
yeah,
imagine that's a better accurate representation of how I want Dark Souls to be.
yeah.
Um,
It looks very quirky and
yeah, it
unique.
looks cute. I'm
Yeah,
I'm
I
all
like
about
it.
it.
Mhm.
The next game, Zion Williams of the Pelicans came out, and he's like NBA 2K21. Yeah, who cares?
It's
Uh,
sweaty boys and bouncing balls.
sweaty boys and balls.
Sweaty boys and balls.
Yeah,
That
that's
was
what it
it. There
was.
was no gameplay, no anything. It was just a man jumping and making a dunk. That was
A-
it.
And then after that, they showed the game of the generation.
Of the generation, yes, of course. The Octodad
Bug snacks,
company.
baby. Bug snacks.
Bug
Oh,
snacks.
dude, I
Bug
want it.
snacks.
I am going to be
Uh,
playing Bug Snacks for the next 10 years.
yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't even know what it is, how the game looks or plays or
Bug
anything.
Snacks.
The bug snacks.
Bug
Yeah.
Snacks.
But like you eat a bug that's a food, like a freaking burger bug, and then your hand turns into a burger or your face turns into a burger. And it's like, I don't know what this game is. It's hilarious. It's made by the same guys that made
Yeah.
Octodad. It's gonna be fun. Like
I I'm
that's it.
convinced it's a horror game. I'm convinced it's a horror comedy game. It's a comedy horror.
That
That's
that would
my
be
guess.
kind of cool. It's like all fun and games, and then
Yeah, and then
eventually it's just like, oh God, the food's attacking us back.
we're turning into fucking food. Like it seems like a horror game, but like also funny.
Yeah, yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
I'm excited about it. I don't know what it is, but I'm all about it. And then our boy
Our boy, Shuhei.
Shuhei Yoshida came out, and he's like, I
Yeah.
really care about this game. And they show a trailer, and it's Demon Souls.
Remaster, remake, we don't know.
Seems like a remaster, but
Yeah,
well, it's a ground up remaster, like
oh,
because it's Blue Point is making it,
mm,
and they're the ones
okay.
who did like Shadow of the Colossus and stuff like
Oh,
that. Like the
okay.
yeah, and also like the big rumor is that Sony's gonna be buying Blue Point soon, which would be very smart for them because then they could just have a studio who's like dedicated to making remakes and remasters for all their games, which is that's very smart in today's day and age.
Yeah,
Why not?
people want those remasters slash remakes.
Yeah.
They really
Um,
do.
yeah, for sure. Um, and it also just like it brings Demon Souls back into the consciousness of people's minds, so then they could potentially work with Japan Studio again to make another one. Uh, I mean, not much
Yeah,
to say there. It's Demon Souls. It was hyped. We all kind of knew it was coming. It's been the
yeah.
rumor for the longest time. I was more
And
excited.
Shuhei was there.
I was more excited
Yeah,
about Shuhei Yoshida than I
yeah,
was about Demon Souls.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Pretty much. It was just like, oh, Shuhei, what does he have to say? Demon Souls. Okay, cool. Miss you, Shuhei. You know.
Yeah, it's like it's been a while, Shu. Um, and then a couple people of Arcane Studios came out to present Deathloop.
Yeah.
That game looks awesome, dude.
You
I'm
know,
excited.
on the second watch, on the first watch, I was like, dude, this game looks dope as fuck,
Uh-huh.
and it looks like so much fun. But on the second watch, I watched it and I'm like, this is a reskin of Dishonored.
It is,
That's
yeah.
it.
That
All
is,
the abilities, all the weapons and stuff.
yeah,
It's just Dishonored, but cartoony.
it is.
Better style, better music, probably better character voice acting.
But I also wonder if it's a bit of if it's almost like a roguelike.
I don't know if it's going to be a roguelike or
It seems
like
like
a
there's too
co.
much of a story there for that, but at the same time, it's like it could be.
It could be, but it also could be a co-op, co co-op competitive kind of thing. Because there's also that second character who's hunting this other
This light in
character
my
down.
face is.
I see it. There you
uh,
go.
it was also weird because this is the second time in the conference where they like show off this like a character and you're like supposed to be excited about it because like the first one was Ratchet and Clank where they show off like the female Lombax. It's
Hmm.
like I don't know who this character is and I don't know why I'm excited about it. The same with like the ending of this. It's like, hey, you get to play as this chick, and it's like, well, I don't know who that is, and I don't know why I'm supposed to be excited about that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And yeah, yeah. It's like cool, cool. There's a chick who's hunting a guy
Yeah, it's
who's the bad guy of the story you just told me, but we could also play that chick and he's the bad guy of the story we
yeah,
just played.
yeah. It's
That's
like
just
I've
weird.
never even heard of this game before, so I don't know why I'm supposed to be excited about this character. So
Yeah.
weird. Um,
It looks good. It looks stylish. It's the soundtrack looks good. The
yeah,
art style looks
it
good.
looks unfinished as well, but that's fine.
Yeah.
I'm
I mean, I don't think there was a release date for this one either.
no, I love
2021
Dishonored.
maybe.
I love Dishonored, so I'm excited about it. Yeah, very stylish. And then the big unexpected one was Village, which
Yeah.
is the new Resident Evil game.
VIII
Yeah,
age. V age.
eight
Yeah.
age.
8 age. Yes, 8 age.
uh,
It's the next first person Resident Evil.
yeah, I'm surprised that they decided to stick with first person.
Well,
Actually,
the last one did really well, you know,
yeah, but so did Resident Evil 2.
but that's just a remake. That's a remake. So
Right, but
I,
I would have thought that that would have brought some like new love into the third person thing, but they decided to stick with it, and I'm cool with that.
yeah, for sure. I think first person works really well for
Yeah.
a horror style, and like first person and third person, that's going to be two different kind of horror. You know,
Hmm.
you're gonna get scared at certain things of the third person. You're gonna get scared at certain things of first person. So I think those two elements are going to be like they're going to have Resident Evil third person, Resident Evil first person. You know, I think that's just going to be a thing from here on out.
Yeah, and Resident Evil is kind of filling that void of like where Silent Hill was probably going to be the one to do it, but then
Hmm.
Resident Evil just took that opportunity to actually fill that void of being the
Yeah,
first person horror game. So I don't
it's
know.
really
I don't really
stupid, but
care about Resident Evil that much, but
not
I know
really.
it's important to people. So
Yeah, it looks good. It looks like the seven, and that was a good one. But
and
yeah,
then the next thing they showed was a game coming out in 2022 called
that
Pragmata.
they had a release date on that.
Yeah, it said 2022 at the end. Um,
Pragmata.
Pragmata. I don't know what the fuck it is.
I've got it. I've got it here for you. Okay.
Okay.
I wrote down a couple of keywords. Truman Show,
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
New York Spaceman Daycare. That's
Yeah.
it. That's the
That's
game.
that's the game. I don't
That's
know
it.
what the gameplay is of this game. They just showed like a weird trailer thing with like a holographic cat. See, animals. Ratchet and Clank animals. There's so
Animal,
many
yeah,
animals in this
yeah,
fucking
that's
thing.
true. But it was
Bug snacks.
bug snacks.
There's animals in that too.
Yeah,
Um,
but the Truman Show. Pragmata was like it. It looked like the setting was the moon, and it was a fake New York City, and then the satellite comes and crashes into this fake New York City, which is why I said Truman Show because they're like, what is
mhm.
this place? And then it crashes, and then they have to deal with it. And then they're on the moon looking at Earth, and the little girl asks, "What is that?" He says, "It's our freedom." So
To me, this game seems like the new thing to fill the void of where Death Stranding left off. because the fun thing at E3 every year, uh, or at like a Sony press conference, was always just being like, "What is this fucking game? What is Death Stranding?" And now we have it,
Hmm.
and we know what it is. This seems like it's filling the void. It's like, what the fuck is this game? It looks great, but I don't know
Yeah,
what it is.
I don't know what it is, but I kind of want to support it. You know?
Yeah, I'm like, I'm gonna probably back this game because it looks so weird, and
Yeah.
there's a cat.
There's a digital cat. Come on.
And then a bunch of people from Gorilla came out,
I wonder
and
what it could be.
they
Wonder
showed
what
off
this last one would be.
Horizon Forbidden West. I don't like that title, but that's fine. It doesn't really matter. Uh,
Yeah.
looks like Horizon, looks beautiful. There's actual animals, more animals, dude. But there's actual animals in this game now.
More animals. You're right. There was that fox who was like getting taken over by the corruption or whatever.
Yeah.
And then she's like, "Oh no, the fox is dying," and then she's like, "I will save this planet." But
Yeah,
it it
there's
looks
actual animals.
it looks like Horizon 2.
You didn't play the first one, so
I played a little bit of it.
it's hard to tell because I think that trailer was really supposed to show off how beautiful it is, but it's like a stream and it just like looks shitty because the stream
Mm-hmm.
is just shitty.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why they have to live stream these things and they can't just like upload them.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a good
But
point. It's like, yeah, just we'll upload it to everything and
because it's not like a
it'll be
live press conference anymore. Just upload that bitch to YouTube.
yeah,
You know?
seriously. They showed off new locations, new biomes, new metal creatures, and new gameplay mechanics like water levels and stuff like that.
A
So
lot more
it's
water. Yeah.
it's Horizon with new shit. It's
Yeah.
Horizon 2. That
Uh,
is the best description of it.
Yeah, and you know they showed Silence, so they're going to continue the story of what's going on with Silence and stuff, which is exciting. I'm so excited to find out. The game ends with such a good cliffhanger at the
Really.
end. Yeah, and you didn't play it, and you should, but it's so good. But yeah, there's not much to say because yeah, it is Horizon. It's
Yeah.
more Horizon, and it's just like if they show a new trailer for God of War, we're gonna be like, well, it's God of War. You know, there's not much
But
to say. It's God
they
of War.
could do but a new trailer for God of War could be like,
Oh, here's Zeus,
but you're only Artemis.
Atreus.
Atreus, sorry.
Yeah,
You're Atreus.
you're
So
Loki now.
yeah, so that would add a whole new thing. It's still God of War, but it would be completely different.
I have
You're
a theory
not.
about God of War. This is a tangent, but like my theory is the next one, you play as Kratos again, and the game ends with Atreus killing you and becoming Loki, and also becoming the God of War. So then the
I like
third
that.
game you play as Loki, the God of War. Uh,
Interesting.
but
I
at the
like that.
at the very end of the conference, here it is.
Oh,
Here's the,
that's all my notes. So there was nothing else
yeah.
actually.
Okay. Yeah. Well, thanks for joining us. There's
Thanks.
nothing
Yeah,
else
that
to
was
talk
it.
about.
Nothing else. Not even a little bit.
um, a bunch of developers come out and they talk about how hyped the PS5 is. Um, a bunch of really great developers. I knew a majority of them, so that was cool. And then like they do like all these balls are there floating around, and you're like, what's happening? They're gonna show the box, aren't they? They're gonna show the box, and lo and behold, they showed the box. And you know what? It, my opinions aside, okay, of what I think of the box, that was hype the way they presented it.
True. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It was super hype, and then they like showed off the headset, they showed off the little remote controller, the charging
Hmm.
dock, the camera. Like it was so hype the way they did it, and then they showed off the digital version of the console.
Which was really hype as well. It's like,
Yeah,
shit, there's a cheaper version, you know?
yeah,
It's
the whole
like,
thing was just so hype, dude.
yeah, it was really well done. And I'm just gonna say it. I like it. And
Yeah.
I know you don't. Uh, I think it looks unique.
You know what?
That's
To say I don't like it is disingenuous. I think it will look great on my spaceship.
that
The unfortunate
that
thing is I don't own a spaceship,
mm,
so it's not going to look very good on my fucking black entertainment system having this like piece of like space
alien tech. Yeah,
yeah, this like alien
yeah.
tech on my fucking desk.
You know,
Like,
but once you get a Tesla though, you put that bitch in there, it'll look fucking fantastic.
the thing is as big as a Tesla, so
Yeah. But I mean, Good, because whatever, it's probably
Good,
better. Good.
good.
Make it a coffee table. I could use a new one. You know,
It makes me want to wait for the Slim, but I'm not going to. I want it right now. Um,
I
yeah, I
mean,
don't
as
know.
long as long as it's as big, like the same sort of thing, size as the last one. As long as it's not like, oh look, we made a new PlayStation, or oh look, we made a new PlayStation.
Yeah,
That's, you know, then sure, but it's the same size. Like if I can put it on the desk, we're good.
it's bigger than the PS4.
Yeah, it's bigger than the Xbox Series X.
It's
It's bigger
bigger.
than
It's bigger than the
the.
Xbox One,
I
the
think it's bigger
original
than. I think it's bigger than every single console that's been out.
ever. Yeah,
Hmm.
ever. Yeah,
And
it's
I don't
fucking
know if
massive.
that. I don't know if that's just because of the little plastic fins that come off of the sides of it.
No, I think it has a lot to do with airflow. I think airflow is very important to them this time around. It's been
Good.
a yeah, it's been such a huge issue with the current systems. That like the current systems don't have a problem with like actually overheating. They just get so loud and those fans and it's just
Yeah.
and both systems seem to really have focused on airflow because the airflow of the Xbox looks nice too.
Yeah.
But
It's just a fucking
yeah,
vacuum cleaner at the
just a
top. That.
giant vent on the back of
Yeah.
that bitch.
So
Um, I do think the Xbox looks nicer. It's just more sleek.
I
Um,
think I think if you're going for a minimalist design, absolutely. If you just gonna
uh,
put it on your desk and you're just gonna have it
but
there.
I still think that thing's ugly too. So I don't know. I love the look of the PS4, and because the PS4 is like the best of both worlds, where it's still just like a box, but it's like this sleek design and like cool
Well,
looking.
they took the box and went like this with it.
Yeah,
You
pretty
know,
much. They made it
that's
a rhombus.
yeah. They're just like, you know what? Fuck your boxes. Ours is slanted.
It's a rhombus.
Ours got pushed over a little bit. Yeah,
Um,
yeah. The PlayStation 4 it just looks so nice. Where it looks
yeah.
like a freaking arrow. It
The
looks like
only
it's
thing
just
I
gonna.
don't like about the PS4 is on the back of it, like trying to plug shit in is really annoying because it's slanted. Um, but
Yeah, that's true.
it looks like it's going to be really annoying to plug things into the back of this because it's got these fucking fins hanging off the back of it.
But the front of it looks like it's pretty flat. Like you can put your hands together and you'll touch the whole front of it. So I imagine
Yeah,
the back is going to be the exact same thing. So you just look back there and go, it's
I
not going
hope
to have the
so.
fins that come out like this, and then you have to reach in between the fins to plug shit in.
That's what I'm thinking is going to happen.
That would be stupid. I would just take those fins off and just be like, this is how it's going to be.
The one thing that's a damn shame, the fact that we can't have things like PAX this year, is because I'd love to just hold the controller and just know what it feels like.
I
Um,
really want them to release it early.
yeah, if they released it this weekend, that'd be great
Yeah, yeah. I'll buy
for
it.
The
I'll
Last of
buy
Us. Because like if I could just play The Last of Us with the new controller,
the haptic.
I
Well, I don't know if they would have haptic feedback on the PS4, but
no. But I went to GameStop and they're like, hey, do you want to buy a new controller with The Last of Us? And I'm like, why? PS5's coming out. What are you talking about? I don't need a new controller. You
yeah.
crazy?
Well, it would bridge the gap really nicely for PlayStation, I think, because then it'd be like because right now, at least me, my controllers are kind of breaking and they're like the drifting. But
Yeah,
it's like I don't want to buy a new controller because I don't want to spend $60 if PlayStation 5's coming out and I'm gonna get a new controller for it, you know? And
yeah,
it's like, but if they released a $60, $65 controller for the PlayStation 5, the new controller,
yeah. I'd
I
buy
would
that.
go out, I would go out today and buy that, and and then that would just I don't know. That seems like a smarter idea for me, but who knows? Who knows?
Yeah. Um, I wonder if like they'll make it available for you to use PS4 controllers on the PS5. I think that'd be an interesting move because
That would be
like the only thing it really doesn't have is like the haptic triggers and the vibration and stuff, which you don't need to play games. It's
no.
just like an extra thing. So I wonder if you could connect your PS4 controller to your
Hmm.
PS5.
Backwards compatible controllers.
It'd be one of the first times that's ever happened.
That's very true.
It'd be pretty dope. I'd be kind of all about it because I love my
That
PS4 controller.
that would be really dope.
Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much the conference. Do you have
Yeah.
anything else to say? I thought it was a pretty well done conference
I thought it was
overall.
I thought it was really well done. Um, I miss the crowds. I
Yeah,
miss the hype. I miss like because you have to create your own hype on these digital conferences now. So it's like you're just by yourself going, "Yay!" Nobody's around me. Like,
yeah. I miss
no,
like hanging with the boys and doing that. We couldn't even do that anymore.
yeah.
All that. I remember they did a Nintendo Direct back in the day, and the big news was that Breath of the Wild is getting DLC that night, and that was like the thing. And I was sitting by myself, and I went, "Yes!" And then I was like, uh. So that's just what it's gonna be like all the time.
Yeah,
You're just by yourself. Yeah. Oh yeah. No.
um, yeah. It's like I just annoyed all my roommates.
So we just have like a couple pieces of news that's left. There was an IGN event. I don't think we're really going to go through it all.
But
Uh,
nothing. It was nothing of importance was really
yeah.
said.
So, like, what I will say is there have been a few things that have happened. There's been like 3 days of this IGN event. There's been like 2 days of this thing called the Guerrilla Collective, and there was a PC game show. If you're interested at all, go and watch those. They have shown some like smaller indie games, but nothing really of note compared to the PS5 event. The only real thing of note that I think is worth mentioning at both the Guerrilla Collective and the PC Game Show, they showed off that Persona 4 Golden is coming to PC. And the reason I think that is important is not because this 10-year-old game is coming to PC. I think it's important to show that Atlas and Persona is actually, this is like the first time it's leaving a Sony branded console. So this is the first step to getting a Persona game on the goddamn Switch.
That's true. That's
which
very
is
true.
which is all
If
I want in life.
can I ask you if they were to release Persona 4 Golden, would you buy it on the Switch?
I'm thinking about buying it on Steam.
Yeah, but if they had it for the Switch, like they had it for the Vita, would you buy it?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, even though it's not Persona 5.
Yeah, I'd prefer
Mhm.
Persona 5. Actually, at this point, I think I'd prefer
Per se,
prefer Persona 4 on the Switch just because I have
it's
Persona
different.
5
Yeah,
already.
and it's different. It's a different story, and you're like, I'm sick of this game now. I want something else, but the same thing, you know?
Yeah, like I want that gameplay and that, but I want a different story at this point because I've beaten Persona 5. I'm playing Persona 5 Royale right now. It would be very cool if it came to the Switch though, just for the hype of everyone else, and then also
Hmm.
in the future when I decide I want to play it again, I
Hmm.
can.
Yeah, 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 for
But
sure.
Shin Megami Tensei, that's coming, so we can get hype about that.
Well, you can.
I
I don't
will.
know. I don't know anything about Shin Megami Tensei
It's
other
Persona.
other than it's Persona first person.
Yeah.
This, yeah, okay, cool,
Uh,
cool.
and then the last piece, I'll let you cover that.
The last piece of news, uh, Star Wars, just released today, this morning, Monday. Um, the Star Wars Squadrons reveal trailer, which is a very bold move for them since they have the E3 event Friday or Saturday, whatever day that is. Um, so it looks like Starfighter Assault,
Oh,
but with a story.
see, I didn't watch the trailer. I
Oh,
didn't.
you didn't? It
No.
was just like they didn't show any gameplay. They just like, here, there's a story, and you can play as the good guys, you
So
can
do you
play as
think
the bad guys.
you think that's why they dropped the trailer though? Just so like, hey, we're gonna drop this little trailer, so then this Saturday, come to our thing, and we're gonna show off like more of this.
Yeah, and that's what I'm thinking. One of the things though it says is it was like it seemed like it stemmed like the timeline was after episode 6, and they're like, oh, you'll visit like locations you'll never go to, you've never been to, you'll visit this, and it's like that's cool, but my favorite ship is the Naboo Starfighter, and I doubt that's going to be in the game. And I'm
I
like,
bet
I
it
really
will
want to
be
get
though.
behind a
I bet
blue.
it will.
Who knows? Who knows? But
I bet it will.
it looks okay.
I think there's so
I
many stories to be told in Star Wars between episode 6 and episode 7. Like there's a long span of time there that's not really
mhm.
touched on. So I actually, if they're gonna be making a bunch of games, I hope they kind of take up that space, because I don't want the movies to be there, but if the games want to be there, I think that's cool. Or the comic books.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks cool, and they'll probably have more information on it um, on Friday or Saturday, and we'll have the information covered on Tuesday.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, it looks cool. It's either going to be a 5v5 like online game, or it's going to be a story-based game where you have 5 close companions, and it just follows these 5 close people, and you just do that. They didn't really show anything other than you are a pilot. Go out there and kick some ass. That was pretty much it.
Yeah, I have nothing really to say about it. I didn't even watch the trailer. I didn't even realize that's what it was.
Mm.
I saw you
You
guys
should,
like linked a thing, and I was like, "What is this?"
it's like a minute and a half long. Yeah, you should
I'll
you should
watch it.
watch it. It's nothing. It's just
Yeah,
it's hype, but it's not a lot of hype because it's made by EA, who I cannot trust.
yeah.
So
I wonder if this is like one of their last games that they'll be doing for Star Wars. I wonder
fingers
if
crossed.
I wonder if Disney is going to renew that contract with them or not.
I hope not, dude. I really hope not. I hope Disney makes Lucasfilms games
Yeah,
and
LucasArts. Yeah,
LucasArts. I hope they bring that back and just make their own
do their own
in-house
thing.
games.
Well, I think they should do what they're doing with Marvel, with Star Wars. Um, what they're doing with
Yeah.
Marvel is like, Sony is making Spider-Man, and then Square Enix is making Avengers. Like, just to have a bunch of different developers work on Star Wars instead of
Mhm.
just like having it just be the worst fucking company there is, or like give it to Naughty Dog. Dude, man, imagine
Well,
if Naughty
they
Dog
had
made a Star Wars game. I know
they
Amy
had
Hennig.
and Amy Hennig was working on the
I
next one,
know.
and they're like, "No, you're fired."
I know.
And
We
it's like,
almost got that. We
we
almost got an
almost
Uncharted Star Wars game.
Star Wars game.
Oh my
Uh,
god, what are they doing over there, man?
whatever it was, year 1313, I think it was called.
Yeah,
The bounty hunter game that we almost had too. It was going to be one of those, and it was
yeah.
just like, no, that's canceled too.
Well,
Star Wars is sad. Star
before
Wars
we end the
is so
show,
fucking sad.
we can all come to agreement that Disney sucks, EA sucks, IGN sucks. Those are the takeaways.
That's it. That's the most important thing. That is the message of this podcast. Is those 3 things.
IGN's not that bad, but it is weird that IGN has an event. Can we talk about this for a second? It's weird that IGN has like an event to like showcase games and stuff, while they're also supposed to be a non-biased journalist organization. Like, how does that even make sense? It doesn't.
I don't know. It doesn't. Yeah, I don't think you should be able to review games and also hold your event.
And I'm not
Like,
talking
that just
shit
doesn't.
about everyone who works at IGN, because there are some good people there. It's like just the concept of IGN like doing that stuff. It doesn't make sense to me.
No, but
No one will call them out on their bullshit either. So we'll be the ones, or
yeah,
I will be.
Fuck IGN, except for Max Scoville. You have my heart, Max.
And Brian Altano, we love you too.
There you go.
Come on my show. Anyway, it's been real. It's been a long one.
It's been a long one.
We'll talk next week. Hopefully this one doesn't get deleted. Check out the Jake and Corey podcast every Monday. Check out this show every Tuesday. Check out my streams, twitch.tv/lonercast. Follow me on Twitter. Emergency
Subscribe.
Pizza. Subscribe, like,
share,
dislike, share.
Yeah, fuck it. Report. Who cares?
Talk shit in the comments.
Report the shit. It's trash.
Yeah, we suck. See you later.
Suck. Bye. Love you.